Welcome back everyone, once again, to the definitive Skyrim Let's Play. I think this is actually episode 10. Got quite a few episodes now. So last episode we had a surprisingly difficult time clearing out the Hall of the Dead in Whiterun.
I didn't mean... I'm sorry I asked.
But now we're going to continue to do some of these miscellaneous quests.
But damn if I ain't almost sober. Hey, in the Bannered Mare, there's this bottle of Argonian ale. The good stuff. Get it for me. They won't even know it's gone. Come on. Argonian ale. I can almost taste it.
And that includes even getting an ale for this
Come on in.
beggar.
Stoke the fire.
No, please.
Take a seat and
Hold
get
your
the cold
applause.
out.
One more song. What say you?
Not sure if he'll have anything of value to offer us, but we'll see what we can get.
Oh, there once was a hero named Ragnar the Red.
Like I said, we're going to start to do these various miscellaneous quests we've picked up.
Nothing of our struggles, our suffering.
Nothing. And what of my son? What of Thorold? Is he nothing? So don't talk to me about suffering.
Your son chose his
Finest
side, and
cuts,
he chose
fresh from
poorly,
the wilds.
and now he's gone. Such is the way of war.
So we got the ale, but now
Accept his
we need to
loss
find
for
him.
better.
I will never.
So I guess
accept
he's
his death. My son
over
still
here.
lives. I feel it in my
What?
heart.
Why are you looking at me?
Tell me, Battleforce, where is he?
Well, would you look at that? Argonian ale. My thanks, friend. Here, take this here healing potion. I, found it in the temple.
I've got him in my cellar. He's my prisoner. Face him,
So he did have something.
he died a storm-cloaked traitor.
Oh, thank you. Divines bless your kind heart.
So he did have something relatively
Yes, yes.
valuable to give us in return.
Or a tender rack of ribs.
So I think today, the primary thing we're going to do is go and find that Jester we heard about that was having some wagon troubles. Perhaps we can help him out and get paid in the process. We are, of course, also doing that because it is a time-sensitive quest. We're trying to do everything. So another mod I have is Missives, which is very similar to another mod called Notice Board. And both of these mods add in a little board in most of the cities where people will post jobs that they need done, that is. There's a bunch of different types of quests you can get. There's typical bounties where you go and kill a certain enemy. But there's also smaller ones like collecting resources and delivering items from one person to another. So we might pick up a few of these. Another way for us to earn some experience and get some money early on. Wow, 14 venison, that's actually a lot.
Fresh baked loaves, still warm from the oven.
Fortunately, animals tend to have quite a bit of meat on them. I'm honestly more concerned with the carry weight, because meat is pretty heavy. So 14 pieces of venison might max us out.
Lest you forget whatever you think you saw, such
idle talk can prove hazardous to one's health.
Chops and steaks fit for a Jarl. Come and see my
These jazzbay grapes, or berries, whatever they're called. The first time I played through Skyrim, there's a quest you can pick up from somebody to pick up these jazzbay ingredient, berries, grapes, whatever they're called. I think they're grapes. And for the longest time, I couldn't find any. There's one or two that spawn in certain locations that are always there. Like, I think there's one inside of one of the buildings you go through for the Thieves Guild questline. But I could never find them in the wild. There actually is a location that has quite a few of them, but I always struggled to find enough to complete the quest. So those, along with like Nirnroot, are always some ingredients that I'm always excited to see. Since I need to know, okay, I need to collect these and hold on to them until I get that quest. Yeah, jazzbay grapes. So I almost have enough lavender for the one job. You can see we've acquired quite a few miscellaneous quests. Some of them we won't do for a while, but I like to try to keep the quests I have active limited, so it's not too cluttered. But definitely at the beginning here, we're gonna have quite a few quests in our log until we can start to do them. And I'd really rather have the quest active rather than say no to an NPC and then forget about it.
Pardon me, but do I detect a case of the rattles? I've got something for that.
I'm pretty sure I'm healthy, but
Thank you. Here, this is for you.
alchemists tend to have some greetings that suggest that you are sick,
Take a look.
and sometimes it is accurate. But I'm pretty sure I don't have any diseases right now, so that's a little annoying. She has a Daedra heart for sale. Shame it's too expensive. And fire salts is another one of those ingredients that I always like to hold on to since there's a quest for collecting them. And ultimately, I usually end up having to buy it from alchemists, since there's not a lot of the flame atronachs out in the wild, which are one of the main ways to find them. Could try to sell some of these potions. We've acquired quite a few now. Good way to make money, increase our speech. And potions, after a while, tend to weigh you down a bit. They're light, but when you pick up 100 of them, it adds up. And I usually have a really bad habit of hoarding potions and then never using them. This playthrough, I've tried to be pretty liberal with my usage of potions, since I know I'm going to make and find far more than I use. So I might as well play it safe and use potions. especially since at the beginning here, I think Coemgin's going to end up relying on alchemy a bit more than restoration. I'd actually be pretty interested in using poisons. Unfortunately, with the way our character will probably go, we're going to be using bound weapons quite a bit, and I'm not sure if you can actually poison bound weapons. I don't think you can. At any rate, it's difficult to, because those weapons only last a certain amount of time, and if you can't holster them, otherwise it disappears. So she does have some fire salts, and a lot of other very valuable ingredients and potions. So if we ever happen to take a nighttime stroll, we might come visit Arcadia's Cauldron and see what we can find lying around. Gonna take a moment to, or rather Coemgin's gonna take a moment to jot down his thoughts, and we'll be back in a little bit. So Coemgin took a moment to plan out what he's going to do next and make an entry in his journal. And as always, in the description you can find a link to a copy of these journal entries. Or, if you'd like, you could pause and read through it now. But look in the description, there's a link to a Google Doc which has a copy of these entries. From time to time, there will be later entries in the series that haven't been released in videos yet. So I've done my best to have them marked by what point in the series they're occurring. So if you're worried about spoilers, make sure to not read too far ahead. So we got a couple of things to do, but a couple of bandit dens. But like I said, I think we're going to go ahead and do this delayed burial questline. So we need to go up here behind Whiterun.
Maybe I should sell swords and armor instead.
Maybe. Thought they wouldn't taste as good as a loaf of fresh baked pumpkin.
But first, we're going to pick up the weapon we need to deliver.
Hello, friend. Of course. Good luck out there.
Not entirely sure why Fangel wants a steel mace of sparks, but we'll make the delivery anyways. I actually think you have the option to keep these delivery items. For example, if it's something pretty valuable or something you find useful, I think you can just say, I don't care about the money, I'm just going to keep this item. Or I guess conversely, if it's an enchanted item like this one, you could opt to disenchant it. Which, depending on the item or the enchantment, very well is probably worth more than the 50 or 100 gold we'll probably get out of it.
You know I did. You clean out that muck? Yes, Father, I did. And I watered her and I got fresh food. Do you hunt? The plains outside Whiterun are ripe with game.
Well, that's good to know, since we need to collect venison. It is interesting. I have one or two mods affecting the AI of NPCs. And it's kind of nice to see them leaving the city, going out and doing some other things that they might not have done in the base game. gives them a bit more depth in life. Sounds like there's some Nirn root nearby. Nirn has always had this strange sense of value to me. I think it does have properties where potions made with it are more powerful than potions with more common ingredients. But I think it's just because of there's a quest that you have to collect a bunch of Nirn root. And because it is one of the more rare ingredients in the game, I've always really placed a lot of value on it, just since it is so annoying to find. And I think
the Empire is in shambles. They've banned the worship of Talos.
And while we don't agree with banning the worship of Talos, we probably won't have any intentions of joining the Stormcloaks, as we've discussed before. But as we were saying, I think there might have been something about how Nirn root didn't respawn in the base game. Like if a cell refreshed, other alchemy ingredients would, but Nirn root didn't. And it was very difficult to cultivate Nirn root. And as we'll find at some point, there are a few characters that are special because they've discovered a way to grow Nirn root. Which is actually one of the best places in the game to acquire a whole bunch. So it looks like there's a bandit attack at this watchtower. We're going to try to help the guards out. Hopefully not hit any of them on accident. Okay.
Cause trouble in Whiterun, and I'll haul you into the Dragon's Use dungeon.
There's no need to do that. We just helped you out. We'll go ahead and take anything of value off of these bandits before the guards do. The guards actually have an evidence locker of sorts here, I think. Don't know if it's actually called that. But we might also try to see what they have in there before we get going. Eventually, I think I'm going to try to collect all of these different cloaks. Cloaks of Skyrim does add unique cloaks in certain locations, and we're definitely going to be acquiring them. But some of the more common ones, like all of the hold cloaks, eventually we'll try to collect. But in the beginning here, I don't know if it'll be worth it holding on to them, since they're not exactly unique. Fortunately, it started raining, so we're going to hurry up a bit and try to help out this Jester before we get too wet. Because it is cold outside of the region surrounding Whiterun, so we don't want to get stuck out in the cold.
Ah, bother and befuddle! Stuck here, stuck! My poor mother. Moving, have rest, but too still. Oh, poor Cicero is stuck. Can't you see? I was transporting my dear, sweet mother. Well, not her. Her corpse. She's quite dead. I'm taking Mother to a new home, a new crypt, but... Ah! Wagon wheel! Damnedest wagon wheel! It broke. Don't you see? Oh! Oh, yes! Yes, the kindly stranger can certainly help. Go to the farm, the Lorius farm, just over there off the road. Talk to Lorius. He has tools. He can help me, but he won't. He refuses. Convince Lorius to fix my wheel. Do that, and poor Cicero will reward you with coin. Gleamy, shiny coin.
I like the sound of that. A lot of people don't like Cicero. As many of you know, he plays an important role in some future guild quests. A lot of people find Cicero very annoying. And I agree, he is annoying, but I've always liked him. I thought he was one of the most unique characters in the game. I don't like the dancing animation they have. But on a whole, I think Cicero's a pretty cool character.
That Cicero feller? Huh, tell me something I don't know. Crazy fool's already asked me about 5 times. Seems he's not satisfied with my answer. Why can't he just leave us alone? Pay me? You think this is about money? Have you seen the man? He's completely out of his head. A jester here in Skyrim? Ain't been a merry man in these parts for 100 years. And he's transporting some giant box. Says it's a coffin, and he's going to bury his mother. Mother, my eye. You could have anything in there. War contraband, weapons, skooma. Ain't no way I'm getting involved in any of that. What? And just who in Mara's name are you, anyway? Hmm? Come here, telling me my business. And for what? To help a fool? Good day.
I'm gonna save just in case we fail that
Why can't he just leave us
speech
alone?
check.
Pain? Have you seen them?
But now we have to speed through this dialogue again.
War contraband? What? And just who in Mara's name? Look, yes, you're right. Feller might be nutters, might not. But fact is, he needs help. I turned him away. What kind of a man am I, huh? Look, thanks. And I'm sorry for my unneighborly reaction. If you talk to Cicero, you be sure to tell him I'll be down to help soon.
You need something? Talk to my husband, Vantus Lorius. Or just Lorius, if it's all the same to you.
There's an interesting fact about the
What you doing?
history of jesters in Skyrim. That they haven't been in Skyrim in 100 years. I wonder if there's a story about that. I think Cicero actually does have an interesting backstory about why he is the way he is. But I don't remember it off the top of my head.
You did? He has? Oh, stranger! You have made Cicero so happy, so jubilant and ecstatic, but more, even more, my mother thanks you. Here for your troubles, shiny, clicky gold. A few coins for your kind deed, and thank you again.
Gotta level up. And 400 gold for that, see? Definitely worth it helping out Cicero. He knows how to pay someone for a job. He himself must have a pretty well-paying job. He can pay us 400 gold for convincing somebody to help him. So that was definitely well worth it. We got a level up. And 400 gold So we're getting hungry and cold, so we're probably going to head back to Whiterun and pause a moment before heading to Riverwood, probably, to deliver this weapon. It looks like we have some people up ahead here. And we'll do our level up real quick. Still in a position where we have quite a few perks we'd like to get, but not enough perk points. So it looks like it's Thalmor. And as I said in the prologue, and probably since then, multiple times, we don't like the Thalmor, and Coemgin will take his opportunity to get revenge, and that's what we're going to do here. They may be escorting a Stormcloak soldier, and we don't care about him. We don't care about the Stormcloaks, but we do care about the Thalmor. And so we're going to take this opportunity. We were able to take one out with a sneak attack. But now they've spotted us. Elven supremacy. We're not about that. So we're actually going to switch to Sparks, especially since there is a mage here. Because this actually drains magicka as well as health. So we can zap their magicka so they can't use any spells against us. And it's working out pretty well. So is that both of them down? So yeah, so that's all of them down. It looks like they have some pretty nice armor on them. Yeah, and elven weapons. So we're gonna pick some of this up because this is really valuable. Elven weapons are honestly some of my favorite weapons in the game, just in terms of aesthetics. Especially I have a nice texture mod that alters the way they look and adds some black feature to them, and they look really good. Probably won't be using many of these weapons, given the playstyle we're using. But they definitely look nice, and they're valuable. At the very least, we could dismantle them for some ingots in case we ever want to make some stuff, make some elven gear in the future. Unfortunately, we are over carry weight. So I'm going to have to spend some time here doing some inventory management. Alright, I'm trying to decide which fur armor I like better. I think I like the one with sleeves a bit better, so we'll drop off the sleeveless option. That makes sense, given that we're trying to keep warm, that we want the sleeves. I don't think I'm going to make any cuts here. Hopefully this won't take too long. But feel free to skip ahead a little bit if you don't want to just watch inventory management. Because I still have a couple more guys to look through. Okay, so this is really fancy armor. Gilded Thalmor armor that's really valuable. So we definitely want to pick this up. Might drop off some of the regular Thalmor armor to pick up the more valuable stuff. Fortunately, Thalmor and Elven's gear is pretty light. and still worth a lot, which is very nice. But I don't think we'll be able to take everything with us. See, this is what I mean talking about using reduced carry weight as a way to balance the economy. Even though there's an opportunity to make a lot of money here off of their armor and weapons, we just can't carry all of it. So we have to make some decisions about what we want to carry. Realistically, it would be easiest to just say we can only carry so much, we'll just not even bother trying to pick any of this up, but this stuff really is just too valuable to pass up. And I can't help but be efficient and optimal. So the silver stuff is worth a decent amount, and we can turn it into ingots, but the platter was pretty heavy, and some of the armor weighed just as much, was worth like 4 times as much. Alright, let's try to find the last guy, the first person that we were able to take out with a sneak attack. And it looks like the Stormcloak fugitive prisoner managed to escape. Who knows? Maybe they weren't Stormcloak, they were simply a Talos worshipper. So we're fine with them escaping. See, this is why we don't like the Thalmor. Well, probably want to pick up those robes. Not much else seems to be too valuable. But we're going to have to do a little bit more inventory management. But yeah, the Thalmor are just so full of themselves. Many criticize the Nords of being racist. And they're not wrong. But the Thalmor are equally as racist. But yeah, so we're definitely going to need to head back to Whiterun so that we can sell some of this that we just got. And also to warm up a little bit. Maybe find some food. It is starting to get late, but I think we still will try to head back to Riverwood before the day ends. Might have to spend the night there, but it's not too long of a trip. It's hard to tell if the rain is going to let up soon or not. Endurance perk progress. So that's part of Frostfall and Campfire, I think. We haven't messed around too much with the other systems that come with Frostfall. We've seen the wet and the cold, and what freezing to death looks like. But we haven't quite yet. There's a whole perk tree, or multiple perk trees even, that come with it, and you can earn perks as you progress, camp outside, improve your survival skills. So eventually we'll have to take a look at that. Makes surviving the harsh wilderness of Skyrim a little bit easier. See if we can dismantle anything here. I was hoping I could turn some of the silver goblets we have into ingots, but it doesn't look like we can.
Got something for just about everybody in here. Give a holler if you have any question. Welcome to War Maidens. Now don't let the name worry you. We got plenty of steel for fighting men. Take a look.
Tend to not come inside here to sell stuff since his wife is always outside. But one nice thing about Whiterun is there are 2 blacksmiths. So we'll hold on to the Elven Dagger. Even though this armor is better than what we have, I don't like the look of the Elven armor. So we'll sell it.
Good doing business with you.
So like I was saying before, a side effect of the AI mods is you see people in locations you normally wouldn't find them going into the shops. We're going to take a moment to dry off and warm up by the fire.
Armor you need, we've got all kinds, both light and heavy.
It's getting dark, but we're gonna try to run over to Riverwood quickly. So we do still need venison, so I'm gonna try to take out elk when I see them. There we go. So yeah, you can get quite a bit of venison. They're quite heavy. So I'm not going to pick them up just yet. Hopefully that body will remain and we can come back and pick it up when we're ready. I might have to just wait and specifically drop off some gear just so I can carry all of the venison. Because what, those weighed like 5 pounds each? So that's, what, 70 pounds of venison that we'd have to carry? It's a lot of meat. So, random encounter.
What's a milk drinker like you doing out here?
Well,
Go
that's
home,
just
your
rude.
mother.
You know, you shouldn't be talking to me like that.
Why? What are you gonna do? Cry? God, you're boring. You're mine.
I said I didn't want any trouble. We told him he shouldn't have said that. And while Coemgin certainly does have a bit of pride, I think he would value cleverness over outright pride and showmanship. But he figured he could handle some random orc. And he certainly could, and did. But perhaps that wasn't the wisest decision he could have made. So yeah, like I was saying earlier, if you got one of those quests and had an enchantment on the weapon that you wanted, we could choose to disenchant it, but sparks probably won't be that difficult of an enchantment to acquire. So we'll go ahead and turn it in to get paid. But it's been a long and tiring day. It's late, Coemgin's tired and wet from the rain. So he wasn't in the mood to let some random guy insult him. So it doesn't look like Fendal's home. So he must be out and about somewhere still.
It's a fine day with you.
He's not with Camilla. I know sometimes he likes to hang out with her.
Don't mean we're engaged or nothing. I wanted you to have this. Ah, good to see you. Take a look.
So, I guess he still hasn't figured out we stole the claw back from him because he just gave us a gift. Gift that we're gonna sell right back to him. Well, actually, he doesn't have any money to buy it from us. Ooh, another water breathing enchantment. Those are really hard to find. It's definitely an enchantment we'll want to get at some point, but we just don't have the... Well, we have enough money, but we don't want to spend all of our money just on a single enchantment. victory. So all these coins are collectibles. We'll get the cheap one. There's a Mammoth's Tusk. We do need a Mammoth's Tusk for a quest, but it's pretty expensive, and I know for a fact that we can find plenty in other locations. So we're not going to waste our money on one, especially when we're not going to get that much in return. So I was saving those for making silver ingots, but it looked like we didn't have enough to make one, so might as well just sell them.
Till next time.
So we'll
Lucky
eat.
for you, that was just sitting. Hey, that isn't yours.
I did not mean to take that. Luckily, I guess we're friendly enough with them that they didn't report us right away, just took it back. So even though we need the venison for the quest, I think we can find enough that we can afford to cook some to eat. I thought we were still hungry, but apparently eating venison was a bit too much for us, so now we're glutted. It has an annoying effect of slowing us down, so we're going to be walking around a little bit slower now. We still need to find Faendal. So I guess it looks like he's in the inn, where everybody else seems to be heading.
Come on in. Just stoke the fire. Take a seat and get the coal down.
Huh? Thank you. Here, this is for you. Until next time.
50 gold, not the best, but it'll do.
Good to see you again, friend. I'll show you what I know.
Okay, yeah, 31 times. See? So the mod is working. I guess
Stay vigilant, friend.
it has some issues updating sometimes.
Stay vigilant, friend.
And so it's late, and I think we're going to go ahead and spend the night here in Riverwood. But early tomorrow, we'll head back towards Whiterun and probably go and try to clear out some of those bandit camps we have bounties for.
How's about a drink, Hod?
You'll be wanting me to pay for them?
It's only right, seeing as you're the...
But we had the opportunity to get revenge on the Thalmor, so that was actually a really big event, and we got a lot of very valuable loot out of it. But I think this is going to be the end of the episode. So once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.